What if no one ever told you the truth? What if all those sleepless nights spent thinking harder, solving more, planning deeper, were never meant to bring the answer you were looking for? They taught you the mind is your master key. Think positive, visualize harder, push your will, and the universe, one day, will obey. But what they didn't say is this: the universe does not respond to your noise. It responds to your coherence. It does not bow to your screaming mind. It listens to the whisper that lives below your ribs, the whisper that only speaks when your shoulders drop and your heartbeat slows. There is a reason why you feel the urge to control. Your mind, trained to survive, believes it must hunt answers, must chase solutions, must protect you by anticipating every threat, real or imagined. But your soul does not live in the future. It lives in the hush between your thoughts. Napoleon Hill said, "Fears are nothing more than a state of mind." Yet fear disguised as productivity runs this world. Women burn their nervous systems to the ground trying to hold it all: the family, the work, the dreams, the self. They wear armor in boardrooms, kitchens, bedrooms, and therapy sessions. They carry their mother's unspoken grief, their grandmother's silenced gifts, their own uncried tears. And the mind tells them, keep going, don't rest now. Rest is failure, tension is safety. But listen closely. Your tension is the gatekeeper of your deepest magic. When your shoulders lock, your soul waits outside. When your jaw clenches, your truth stays unspoken. When your breath shortens, your intuition holds its breath too. You wonder why your manifestations feel delayed, fragile, lost in the void. You question if you're doing the affirmations wrong, the scripting wrong, the journaling wrong. But maybe you're not wrong. Maybe you're just tense. Because a tense body is a barricade. A tense body cannot receive what the mind begs for. A tense body tells the universe, I am not safe enough to hold this. So the universe waits not to punish you, but to protect what you're not ready to carry. And your soul waits too, patiently, lovingly. It whispers through the skin, in goosebumps at odd moments, in the sigh you didn't know you were holding, in the sudden exhaustion that makes you cancel everything and lay down for just 5 more minutes. But you override it. You drink more coffee, you scroll another hour, you plan another to-do list. What if you stopped? What if you paused long enough to hear the soul beneath the mind? What if the answers never needed more thinking, but deeper feeling? Neville Goddard taught, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. But how can you change your conception if your body still lives in yesterday's tension? How can you hear your future whisper if your present chest is too tight to breathe it in? This is not about abandoning thought. Your mind is sacred too, the temple that organizes the dream. But thought without surrender is noise. Effort without softness is armor. Desire without trust is just stress dressed in spiritual clothes. So today, instead of adding more noise, you are invited to remove what blocks the whisper. You are not here to force manifestation. You are here to allow it. And allowing is a physical act, not just a mental wish. Can you feel your shoulders right now? Can you notice your jaw? Is your tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth, your teeth slightly clenched, your neck stiff from a truth you keep swallowing? Good. Now you know where the whisper is waiting. Not in your journal, not in the vision board, but under your skin. Louise Hay used to remind us the point of power is always in the present moment. And the present moment lives in your body, not your mind's calendar. So take a moment here with me. Let your shoulders drop, even just a little. Unclench your jaw. Breathe out through your mouth. Do it again. Feel that tiny hush, that fleeting soft space. That's where the whisper lives. That's where your next true manifestation begins. There is a moment, so brief, so fragile, where the world has not fully returned to you, and yet you are still here. It is that thin veil between the last dream and the first alarm, where your body lies soft, heavy on the bed, but your mind drifts like mist. No past, no future, just this liminal hush. This is the alpha state, the invisible bridge between the conscious mind and the deepest layers of your soul. It is not magic. It is not reserved for monks or mystics. It is your birthright, coded into your brainwaves, waiting every dawn and dusk to be remembered. The mind that screams lives in beta, the frequency of alertness, solving, worrying, anticipating danger where there is none. Most of us live here all day, all night, so practiced in bracing for life that we forget how to soften into it. Your shoulders do not know how to drop. Your heart does not remember how to rest. Your breath is a soldier, shallow, controlled, cautious. But when your body softens, really softens, your brain slips naturally into alpha, slower waves between 8 and 12 hertz. This is not just poetry, it is physics. Science shows that in alpha, your mind's grip loosens. The doorway opens for intuition, symbolic thought, invisible knowing. This is the realm where Napoleon Hill's invisible counselors live. The place Neville Goddard spoke of when he taught, "Imagine it visibly, feel it deeply, and you will receive it." Because you are not imagining with your mind alone. You are letting your body be the altar. And an altar does not shout. It invites, it holds, it receives. Think about this. When do your best ideas appear? Rarely at your desk, hunched over a blank page, fists clenched in frustration. They arrive in the shower, on a walk, moments before sleep, when your body, tired of trying, drops its armor for a second. And yet we resist this softness. We fear it means weakness, that if we let go, the bills won't be paid, the children won't be safe, the dream will drift away. So we live in beta, pretending that vigilance equals protection. But the truth is, your soul cannot deliver its messages through a clenched jaw and a locked neck. Your wisdom does not drop in when you are pacing in circles trying to figure it out. It slides through the cracks when you finally, even for a heartbeat, surrender. Joe Dispenza calls this the art of getting beyond yourself, of becoming no one, no thing, nowhere, so the quantum field can slip into your body like a lover unannounced. Because if you are always someone, busy being the overthinker, the controller, the overachiever, the field has no room to play. You must dissolve. You must slip into that velvet fog where time blurs and your heart says, "I am ready." And the irony is, the more you try to get there, the harder it becomes. You cannot grip alpha. You cannot squeeze your way into softness.
It is a paradox. The door unlocks the moment you stop knocking. It opens the moment you trust you are safe enough to stand there, empty-handed. So, where do we begin? Not with another ritual to control the invisible. Not with a checklist for how to manifest faster. But with the most radical gesture of trust you can imagine. Doing nothing, even for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Let your breath breathe you. Feel the bed hold you. The chair support you. The ground remind you, You are held even when you stop holding everything. This is not laziness. It is ancient wisdom rediscovered. A body that trusts the ground is the perfect receiver for the seeds the soul has always tried to plant. Louise Hay whispered this truth for decades. I am safe in the universe and all life loves and supports me. Not because she forced it into being, but because she relaxed enough to let it be true. The next time your mind demands more answers, ask your shoulders instead. What do they know that your brain forgot? The next time your jaw tightens with worry, place your hand there. Soften it like warm clay. Ask, what am I afraid will fall apart if I stop controlling this? You will hear a whisper, not from your mind, but from somewhere older, softer, wilder. The whisper that says, when the body relaxes, the soul takes the lead. And she has been waiting for this moment, when you finally trust her enough to do nothing at all. There's a secret many spiritual seekers never confess. We don't want to let go. We want to master the art of letting go. We want to check it off a list. We want to ensure that if we release, the universe will reward us for being so disciplined, so devoted, so perfectly surrendered. But surrender that demands a guarantee is not surrender. It is a quiet form of control, dressed in sacred robes, chanting mantras to the rhythm of hidden fear. Look around you, maybe within you. How many times has your morning ritual become another chore? How many nights have you laid in bed repeating affirmations through clenched teeth, whispering, I trust, I trust, I trust, while your belly tightens, your shoulders brace, your jaw locks? We say we believe in divine timing, but panic if the timing does not match our calendar. We say we trust the process, but double-check the steps 10 times a day. We say we surrender to flow, but secretly strategize the fastest current to get us there. Neville Goddard said, feeling is the secret. Not reciting, not forcing, not bargaining with the universe through perfect prayers. Feeling. Raw, alive, real. But feeling terrifies us. Because feeling means we must enter the empty space where we have no more clever tricks, no more spiritual checklists, no more illusions of control. We must stand naked before what is, and that is the place we've been running from all along. So we build altars, stack crystals, light incense, repeat rituals, not because they're wrong or useless, but because they give our anxious mind something to do, something to hold, something to fix, a sense of control over the unseen. And in that clinging, the soul waits, patient, amused, infinitely gentle. It does not demand that you stop your rituals, but it invites you to see what lives underneath them. Do you meditate to remember your essence, or to guarantee an outcome? Do you visualize because it makes your body bloom with the truth of your wholeness, or because you hope it will bend reality to your will? Do you pray because your spirit expands into the mystery, or because you believe if you beg sweetly enough, the universe will finally listen? This is the hidden exhaustion so many spiritual women carry. We do all the right things, but still feel empty, blocked, disappointed. We blame ourselves. We think, maybe I'm not manifesting correctly. Maybe I missed a step. Maybe I didn't say the right words or feel it deeply enough. But the truth is simpler, softer, more radical. Your soul does not speak checklist. Your soul does not follow hacks. Your soul does not negotiate with urgency. Your soul flows where your defenses drop. When you hold onto your rituals like armor, you push away the very softness that invites miracles. When you use your mantras as shields against your fear, you harden the door your soul keeps knocking on. When you watch your thoughts like a prison guard, terrified of a single doubt slipping through, you forget that the universe does not measure your worth by your mental hygiene. Abraham Hicks reminds us, you can't get it wrong, and you never get it done. The path is not about perfecting the ritual. It's about dissolving into the vibration that lives beneath the ritual, where your shoulders drop, where your breath deepens, where your heart whispers, it is safe now. You can stop trying so hard. Imagine the paradox. The moment you stop performing your faith, is the moment you finally live it. The moment you stop begging the universe is the moment the universe kneels to meet you. This is the revolution so few dare to embrace. Let your ritual become an act of love, not leverage. Let your prayer become a soft place to rest, not a bargain to win. Let your silence become a temple, not a trap. When you catch yourself striving, pause. Place a hand on your chest. Ask softly, what if I didn't try to fix this right now? Let the question hang in the air like incense. No answer needed, no checklist to follow, just the hush where the soul finally exhales. Because the soul does not need your perfection, it only needs your permission to lead. And when the mind steps aside, even for a heartbeat, the sacred rushes in, uninvited, unstoppable, undeniably yours. We are taught to trust words more than we trust shivers. We are trained to obey thoughts more than we honor our tears. But the truth is older than your mind. Your body is your oldest oracle. How many times has your skin broken out in goosebumps when someone spoke the truth you didn't want to hear, yet needed? How many times did your chest tighten when you agreed to something that betrayed your soul? How many times did your stomach knot when your intuition whispered no, but your polite smile said yes? The mind may lie to keep you safe. The mouth may shape words that keep you loved, but the body never lies. Louise Hay wrote again and again, the body, like everything else in life, is a mirror of our inner thoughts and beliefs. But what no one adds is this: the body is also a messenger, sometimes louder than words, sometimes softer than thought, always true. Think back. When was the last time you felt a rush of chills for no logical reason? A song, a memory, a sunset that made your whole chest bloom with unspoken yes. Or the sudden urge to cry when your mind insisted you were fine. Or the weight behind your eyes when your soul begged you to rest, but you pressed on pretending to be tireless. These tiny revolutions of flesh and bone are not random. They are ancient codes. Proof that your soul does not live above your body, it lives through it. This is where so many seekers get lost. They think the body is a cage to transcend, something to rise above, a bag of skin to discipline with green juices, rigid routines, and spiritual bypassing. But your body is not in the way. Your body is the way. It is your grounding cord between the unseen and the tangible. It is the temple where whispers echo into the visible world. Without your skin, your bones, your heartbeat, there would be no vessel for the miracle you keep asking for. So why do we distrust it? Why do we push it past exhaustion, numb it with sugar, force it with caffeine, punish it with overwork, and then wonder why the soul feels so far away?
Every tight muscle is a memory stored. Every shallow breath is a prayer waiting for permission to be heard. Every spontaneous sigh is a secret door your mind forgot how to open. Joe Dispenza teaches that when we change our internal state, the external must change to match it, because the quantum field responds not to the stories you tell, but to the energy you embody, and what embodies more faithfully than your flesh. So start here, not in your thoughts, not in your next big plan, but in the warm hum of your own skin. Place your hand on your chest, feel it rise. Place your hand on your belly, feel it soften as you exhale. Listen, is there a knot, a cold spot, a pulse you forgot to notice? That is the map. That is the sacred path back home. Your soul does not shout. It nudges you with warmth, chills, tears that come out of nowhere. It is the lump in your throat when truth knocks. It is the wave of dizziness when you stand too long in a place you no longer belong. It is the breath that stalls when you tell yourself a lie too big to carry. This is the hidden language of your temple. This is where the manifestation truly roots itself, not in your mind's vision board, but in the soft tissues that hold the memory of receiving. When you train your body to feel safe, truly safe, enough to relax, you open the door for your soul to decorate every corner of your life, not with force, but with frequency, not with urgency, but with intimacy, not with the noise of wanting, but with the hush of already having. So tonight, when your mind races to fix one more thing, let your body answer instead. When your mind says, do more, ask your shoulders, what if we did less? When your mind says, try harder, ask your breath, what if we just softened? The next wave of your life does not come from the checklist taped to your fridge. It rises from the quiet trust coded in your bones. It emerges when you allow your flesh to become the sacred vessel it has always been. The oracle is here, beneath your skin, waiting for your permission to speak louder than your thoughts. All you have to do is listen, like the soul always listens, with your whole body awake. Close your eyes, not to shut the world out, but to slip deeper inside the only place you've always belonged, inside the temple no one can take from you. Let your breath come as it wants. No need to force a deep inhale, no need to perform stillness. The soul does not measure the depth of your breath, only the truth behind it. Feel the air fill you like warm silk, then leave you like an old story you no longer need to repeat. Right here, your body is no longer the guard at the gate. It is the open gate itself, a living field, a frequency, a code. Now, without needing to name the desire, let it hover behind your ribs. You don't have to say it aloud. Don't push it into words. Words are for the mind, but this space belongs to the flesh. Imagine, what does your body feel like if the thing you want is already here? Not tomorrow, not someday, but here, woven into your bones, humming in your chest. What do your shoulders do when they no longer carry the weight of needing? What happens to your jaw when there's nothing left to prove? How does your breath move when you trust the universe has always been conspiring, not against you, but for you? Stay with that, not with the thought, but with the sensation. Notice if you tense up trying to hold it, and instead loosen a little more. This is not about getting it right. This is about getting out of the way. Abraham Hicks says, "You are the vibrational writer of your own story, but the ink is not your thoughts. The ink is your body's state. Your nervous system is the real script, and you are the hand that lets it write freely or clenches it shut." So this moment is the rewrite. No pen needed, no paper, no cosmic scoreboard. Just this question: how would my body sit if I knew I was loved? How would my chest rise if I knew abundance was natural? How would my mouth soften if I trusted that nothing real can be taken from me? Feel that subtle shift. Maybe it's just your jaw unclenching. Maybe it's your shoulders lowering by half an inch. Maybe it's the breath you didn't know you were holding, finally leaving like a bird released. This is the doorway. This is where the invisible becomes real. This is where the soul stops begging the mind to listen, because the body is already hearing her whisper. If a thought interrupts, let it pass. If the to-do list knocks,
let it wait outside. If the old fear barks, let it bark through the locked door. You are inside the temple now, and in here, only your softness reigns. Stay here. 2 minutes. 5. No timer, no pressure. Just enough for your nervous system to remember what safe feels like. Because the mind asks, how do I get this? But the body says, we already have it if we dare to feel it. And here's the quiet code most never learn. Manifestation is not a spell you cast once. It's a frequency your body rehearses, breath by breath, softness by softness. You don't force it into reality. You allow your body to live in the reality your soul already knows is true. So tonight, or whenever you forget, come back here. Close your eyes, feel your skin hum, your ribs open, your jaw slacken, your belly melt. No performance, no checklist, no more spiritual hustle. Just this mantra, not spoken aloud, but carved into the soft space where your bones meet your breath. I allow. I receive. I already am. Repeat as needed, or don't. Sometimes the whisper is enough. Sometimes the hush is the prayer. Sometimes the way you unclench your teeth is the only ritual the universe ever asked for. There is a truth so simple, it often goes unnoticed. The universe does not hear your words, it feels your state. It does not obey your affirmations spoken through clenched teeth. It answers the hush beneath your heartbeat. So many of us live as if the universe were a vending machine. Insert the right mantra, press the right ritual, receive the perfect result. But you felt it, haven't you? That moment when you've done everything right, lit the candle, spoken the words, held the vision, and yet nothing happens. Why? Because the universe is not moved by your performance, it is moved by your coherence. Coherence is not perfection. Coherence is the alignment between your spoken wish and your unspoken body. It is the moment when your mind, heart, and flesh agree on one thing. I am ready to hold what I ask for. Neville Goddard whispered it gently. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are.